Good afternoon, Professor McBee. You asked which dispositions we possess in order for us to be a quality educator. I would say that I possess all of those qualities. However, my top characteristic would have to be the characteristic that states that educators should demonstrate professional friendliness, warmth, and genuine caring in their relationships with others. My kids are my priority and my first love in my classroom. It's hard for me, I think we mentioned in the discussion questions, to separate from being a mother figure and a teacher to them. So their well-being and their education is priority to me, and I truly love each and every one of my kids. I would also have to say that I am very committed to the profession of teaching and learning, and that's why I'm going on for my master's degree, and that's also why I volunteer a lot of time into professional development and collaboration with other schools and other districts. It's also, educators should believe that students can learn and should set realistic expectations. I love setting goals for my kids. I love having them help me set the goals, because that is something that they can have a buy into and then feel responsible and accountable for when they meet those goals. And if they do fall short of those goals, then we get to discuss on how we can do things better. And I think that helps them understand their education and the process a little bit more, and what they can do to fulfill those obligations that they need to fulfill in order for them to succeed. Some of the things that I need to work on. I've been teaching in my own classroom for 3 years. I was a library teacher for 3 years before that. So I have been in the classroom, but every day is a learning experience, and I love learning from other teachers. I love collaboration. One of the things that I know is an area that I need to develop more is the diversification. And one of the comments on here, the dispositions, is to be sensitive to the individual learning and social needs of the students and embrace the cultural diversities. That's something I would really like to get into more and understand more, is how their learning environment affects them at school. I know the majority of our students have Hispanic Mexico. They're from Mexico. Their families are from Mexico. They have direct relatives in Mexico right now. And so that background or that heritage influences a lot of their education and a lot of their struggles with their ELL and learning the English language. So I would like to learn more about how I can diversify my teaching to better incorporate how they learn and how they understand. And the last question that you had was, what does it look like to and behave as a professional educator? I would have to say that to be the professional educator, it's all of those standards. The biggest one I can think of is to understand the learning development, that children are not the same and we can't treat them the same. We can't expect them to learn the same and have a cookie cutter education. And we as teachers need to take the time and build a relationship and a bond with each of the students so that we can fit their needs and also enhance their education and lead them to success. Another critical disposition we talked about and standard is the professional learning. We have to take accountability and responsibility for our actions. And if we are not up to date on the best practices and best use procedures that we need to be, then I think we're failing our students. We have to set ourselves up for success just as much as we have to have our students set up for success. This is a lifelong commitment. This is a choice. After being in banking for 20 some years, this is a choice that I made, is to go into the classroom and be with these kids and help them as much as I possibly can. I can't imagine another profession that I would rather be in right now. So thank you very much for your time and all of your help.